Dear learners, welcome to the Odisha State Open University Certificate in Translation program. I am Dr. Sambalpur, Academic Consultant for Translation Studies. In this lecture, we will have some idea about the meaning and definition of translation and importance and scope of translation. First, let us understand what is translation. The word translation has been derived from two Latin words. Trans means across and latum means to carry. So, translation means to carry the meaning or the sense of a given text from one language to another language. Translation, trans means across, latum means carry. So we are carrying something. We are carrying the meaning, the sense of the text from the source language to that of the target language. So let us now understand what is translation. Translation is the process of carrying across a verbal message or written content from one text to another, from one person to another, and from one source language to another target language. Now let us define translation. What is the definition of translation? According to the Oxford and Cambridge Dictionary, translation is the communication of the meaning of a text in a source language or SL into a comprehensive version of the target language TL without causing any loss to the original message. So this is the definition of translation. So what is the process? What does the translator do while translating something from one language to another? The translator, first of all, goes through the text, tries to understand the message completely, then he tries to express the same message in the target language in the target language's structure and natural way of communication. So there may be a difference between the languages. Every language is different from the other, and the structural fabric of every language is different from another language. So the translator first understands the message given in a particular text, or suppose he is translating verbally. Somebody is speaking and he is translating and reproducing it in a target language of the audience. Then he listens to the speech of the speaker, understands it, and expresses it in the language that is natural to that of the audience. The form and structure of the sentences changes, but the meaning, sense, or message remains the same in the process of translation. Now you may ask, why translation? Why is it important? Why should we learn translation? What is the utility? What is the scope of translation? Can we get jobs if we go and undergo this course? Can we earn something? Whether getting a job or as a hobby? Yes, it's a very, very job-oriented course. And the translation, the art of translation can give you bread and butter by providing you jobs. And even if you are employed elsewhere in some other discipline, you can adopt it as a hobby, which can give you some side income by utilizing your leisure hours in translating something that has been given to you as a job work. Now let me tell you, how can we utilize this art of translation or this knowledge that we can acquire by undergoing this course in getting jobs or increasing our income for a good livelihood. In the age of globalization, translation is going on in every field of human activity. You see, English has been the official language throughout the world since the time of colonization of the Europeans in different parts of the world. And after decolonization and after the insurge of democracy throughout the world, every country, every nation, every community is trying to translate the entire laws and official dealings into their own vernacular language. Translation is going on in the government offices. Translation is going on in the courts. Translation is going on in media, mass communication and journalism. Translation is going on in literature. Translation is going on in academics. Translation is going on everywhere. Whatever knowledge we had, whatever the procedure we had been adopting till date, till the independence of our country, it's everything in English. The official procedures are in English. The laws, the regulations, the constitution, everything has been formulated in English. And the common man can't understand. It's a foreign language. We have to run from pillar to post. A layman has got something in the court, or he has to go to the police station to lodge an FIR, or he has to depose in the court. Everywhere he has to find out a mediator who knows English, who can listen to him in his own language and then just write an application or whatever he wants to say in English. And for that, a lot of valuable time from his life is killed, and he has to spend a lot of money for the small purpose, and that is unnecessary taxation for a poor person. Had the laws and regulations been in our own medium, in our own language, the person, the poor man, could have directly written the same thing in his own language and submitted. So, suppose a child goes to the school. He speaks Odia at home, learns Odia language from his mother. But when he goes to the school, we teach him mango, umbrella, all these things. So it creates a lot of hurdle on his part. And especially science subjects, if we can provide the children the same subject, same topics in his own mother tongue, then it will be easy for him to perceive it, to understand it, and to remember it also, and to reproduce it as and when the necessity arises. So importance of translation is also very high in the academics. I tell you, whether it is academics in the schools or colleges, or whether it is in the field of non-academics, many things are going on in the international field. The multinational companies, they are marketing their products throughout the world. Suppose the company is manufacturing something in America or in Japan or in China, they are marketing their products in India. So all their material, the reports, the brochures, and whatever they have to, and the advertisements also, they have to make in our language. So multinational companies are also employing translators to carry on their business. The United Nations organizations, agencies like the UNESCO, the UNDP, United Nations Development Program, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, they are all working in different parts of the world for the general overall development of the world, overall development of the humanity. So they can't carry on their activities unless they are attached to the local people. And they can be attached to the local people only through their own language, not through English. Suppose a company is there, they have to publish their annual reports, and that annual report has to be submitted to the government. That will be referred by the employees of the company, and those reports will also be followed by the general public. So those reports also are being translated or prepared in various local languages. So to conclude, I can say that translation is a very good knowledge if we learn it. Government of Odisha has made it mandatory with effect from 15th August 2016 that all the official procedures will be carried out in Odia language. You might have seen even the electricity bill has come up in Odia language. The rural people, they don't pay their bills, electric bills, because they can't read, they can't understand what is mentioned in the electricity bill. So translation is going on everywhere, and translators' job is in very high demand. Every day we find advertisements in the newspapers, in the media, that such and such organization wants to hire translators. Every day, many languages, ethnic languages are gradually eliminated due to the overuse of English. And these languages can be preserved if we translate masterpieces from other languages into our own language. This can enrich our language, this can enrich our heritage, and translation is a very good medium for cultural exchange. We know the culture of alien communities through translation. So I conclude that translation is a very essential component of the modern world and the entire humanity. In the next lecture, we'll focus on different aspects of the process of translation and various linguistic terminologies that are associated with the process of translation. Thank you very much.